First, let me state that I was originally going to do my assignment over the population of black men in the prison system, but this seemed like a much more pressing issue in the state of Texas. Not to mention, it affects me more than my previous topic. The topic that I've chosen is the graduation rates among African Americans. The graduation rate among African Americans males is increasingly declining. Less than half of African American males are graduating, as opposed to almost 3/4 of their white counterparts. Same school, same teachers, different graduation rates. There is something seriously wrong here. As the mother of a soon-to-be high school student, I feel like it's up to us to figure out why our black men are not graduating. There has got to be a way for us to connect more with the African American males to get them on the correct path to graduation. The fact of the matter is that more black men go to jail than they do to college. We as parents and residents of the African American community must step up to say, what's going on here? How can we improve our graduation statistics? How can we keep them in school and out of jail? A report from the Texas Education Agency shows that 11.8% of African American students scheduled to graduate in 2010 dropped out of high school. In Dallas suburbs, African American students sometimes feel left out of place. This is simply because there are not many students that they can relate to on a racial level. There are now more Hispanic students than there are African Americans. There are policies in place to accommodate the Hispanic students and make them feel welcome, such as English as a second language, also known as ESL, classes where the students primarily speak Spanish. This alienates the Hispanic students more from the African American students, commonly making them feel left out as usual. According to the DallasObserver.com, a story written in the earlier part of this month shows that 3 out of every 100 black students in Dallas Independent School District graduate ready for college. Among them, only 28% those that enter as freshmen, 28% of them don't even graduate at all. Maybe it's the teaching staff or the lack thereof. More than 10 schools in the DISD area have been closed over the last year. According to Politics.com, in the last 6 years, Texas education funding increased by more than $7 billion. However, in the last year, a budget was passed that cut $4 billion from state education funding. In the last 2 years, the state cut $100 million from DISD funding alone. As the mother of a black man and the aunt of 3 more, it disturbs me that they have a higher risk of not graduating high school. And even though they have the same teachers and the same school administrators as their white classmates, we must employ teachers to serve in the African American community that care. We must entertain our children's ideas of becoming doctors and lawyers and teachers themselves. Show them and express to them the importance of really being in school. Don't just allow our children to barely make it through high school and then expect our jobs as parents and as students to be done. We must make sure the assignment is done and done correctly. I am the mother of a 14-year-old African American student that I hope one day will attend college. My son will be one of the students entering high school next year. As much as I'm hoping that he wants to go to college, I'm expressing to him how important it is to go to college. I could not be an example for him without showing him and doing it myself. I chose to go back to school to show my son the importance of a higher education. when he finishes high school, I hope that he will be on the path to college. I hope that he will learn from my experience that I showed before him the importance of a higher education. My 17-year-old nephew, who is scheduled to be a senior next year, will not be graduating on time, if at all. This bothers me because he's been doing 8th grade algebra since the age of 4. Somewhere in the midst of his high school years, no one bothered to pay attention to the fact that he was failing every class he was in and didn't even bother to come to school most of the time. If you don't mind, I'd like to take my attention to a PowerPoint presentation that I've developed. What this is basically the graduation rate among African American males or African Americans. What we can do to graduate more African Americans. How do we help them succeed? State of African American Students, Dallas Independent School District, and the Dallas community. What this is a graph to show the African American students in DISD. In the 2006-2007 school year, there were 47,126 African American students enrolled in DISD. For the 2011-2012 school year, there were 38,602 students, African Americans, enrolled in DISD. This is an 18% decline between 2006 and 2012, one versus the other. As I stated before, African American males are more likely to go to jail than they are to graduate high school. We must fight to keep our men out of jail and off the streets. Make it a requirement to oversee their high school education and give them a better chance at receiving a college education. The Shock 50 State Report on Public Education in Black Males. Their 2010 motto was, "Can we do it? Yes, we can." In the last 3 school terms, Black students and Hispanic students are about 2 times more to leave school without graduating with a diploma than white students. The graduation rate among African Americans during the 2008-2009 school year was 73.8%. The graduation rate for African American students rose to 78.8% for the 2009-2010 school year. The source of this information was TASB.org. If we don't want and expect our African American students to succeed, we must give them the tools that they need. We need teachers and parents that care. We must stop waiting for our children to graduate high school so that we can say and push them out to graduate college. Don't be the parent that says, "My job is done," when they're 18. Thank you. My name is Natasha Holt. Story about the graduation rates of African Americans.